Yo, happy Monday, everybody. Another week. Here we go. What's going on? Hope you're all having a great start to your week. Thank you all for spending your Monday afternoon with us here on 412 Productions as we kick off the pre-show to another edition, installment, if you will, of Deplorable Discussions. Who's all hanging out with us today? Jump into chat wherever you're at. And let's say hi to our friends before we officially start the show in about 5 minutes here at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. I see Truth Teller 101. I see Remy 1, Eric Finch, Powdered Sugar, Lucy Anders, Q Oys, Lino Vincent, all over on D Live, hanging out in the mosh pit. Shout out to you guys over there. Hope you're having a great Monday so far. Rumble, what's up, Rumble? How y'all doing over there? Boppo Matic in the house. What's up, Boppo? Hope you're having a good start to your week. Spiky 999 in the house as well. Liberty's Great Awakening chilling with us over there on Rumble as well. Those of you Rumblers, do us a solid. Hit that thumbs up button and share the link as we get going here. To the Cloud Hub Odyssey Twitter viewers out there, good to see you all. Shout out to all of you guys. We are also live on YouTube as we get going here. We don't really interact with you guys all individually, but I do appreciate your viewership on those platforms. And of course, on pilled.net, the comfy bunker, the home of free speech online, and the only place to watch the 5 o'clock hour of today's broadcast and every weekday broadcast is on pilled.net. So if you're not familiar, get on over there. If you're already over there, hit that red pilled button for us. Hit that repost button for us, share the link, all those big little things that make us grow. Very much appreciated. Let's see who's all chilling with us in the comfy bunker today. I see Delia checking in from Arizona. What's up, Delia? Hope you had a good weekend. Due Diligence in the house as well. Floyd, always a pleasure, sir. Lightspear, Lance, never far behind. Good to see you, buddy. D. Richard, what's up, D? Floyd dropping a happy MLK Day Bison Sliders cookie. Oh, God, I could go for some Bison Sliders. You always have the tastiest cookies, Floyd. Patriot 714 in the house. What's up, my friend? Good to see you out there hanging out in the chat today. Facts, not fear. Welcome. Truth Teller 101 hanging out in a couple different places today. R. Harrell, Barb Robbins out there, Spiky 999, HL Paco, my man Roy, Stones and Bones checking in from the West Coast. What's up, brother? Fazzik in the house. Great to see you. Good afternoon, Mr. Gerardo. Hope you're having a good one. Snow Bunny 68, welcome. Laura Y, repping the 412. Let's go, Laura. How you doing? Jesse 81138 hooking us up with a cookie. Thank you so much for the pre-show love. Pensitor in the house. What's up? Ohio Kimmy dropping a cookie as well. Great to see you, Kimmy. Thank you for the pre-show gold pills. Dangleberry, what's up, man? How are you? Great to see you. Barb Robbins says, thanks for sending your cold to North Georgia. Thanks to Earth Garden, I kept it mild. I'm sorry. I passed my cold along across however many states. I'm glad it wasn't too bad, though. And yeah, huge shout out to our sponsor, Earth Garden Botanicals. Their products are amazing. Great, especially if you're trying to kick something like a nasty cold. Cat and Longboarder in the house. Great to see a Water Wizard dropping a can. How are you, Wizard? Thank you for the pre-show can there. Sergeant Sparky, good to see you, my friend. Range Pony in the house. Renee 0304. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Tweety 52 out there. And Clover Lily. What's up, Clover? How are you today? Hope your Monday is going great. Jenker 2, welcome. Space Cookie, great to see you. Cycle Chris in the house says in cold and sexy and tropical Oklahoma. It's hilarious. Looking Fan Cactus says, let's go Steelers. Here we go. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. If I didn't love you guys so much, I would totally just cancel today's show so I can watch the Steelers and the Bills. You got to understand, right? Like, I'm Pittsburgh born and raised, and then the other like huge part of my family all lives in Buffalo. So this is like in the playoffs, a dream matchup. I love it when the Bills and Steelers play a playoff game. It doesn't get much better than that. And they moved it right to the middle of this fucking show. And it was like, what am I going to do? I can't cancel this show to watch football. That'd be bullshit. So here I am because I absolutely love you guys. I'm going to miss probably 2/3 of it. But that's all right. We'll hang out. We'll have a good time. And hopefully the game will still be close by the time we're done here. CK Whitehorse 180 in the house. Welcome. Ginster C out there as well. Cynthia. What's up, Cynthia? Zulu Brit checking in from across the pond in London. Shout out to all of our Patriots abroad. Great to see you, Zulu. Hope you're having a good day. 315 Russ, the legend. What's going on? Secret Weapon out there as well, always in Texas. Sergeant Peterson, what's going on? Filtered Dog 1, what's up? There's Severe Anon. He's in the waiting room waiting to come up and hang out with us. Very excited to get Mondays with Severe back. I gotta say, we've been missing that man. Khaleesi 2020, how are you? Packers 412, Lyle and Jenny in the house. What's up, guys? Mix Picks, how are you? Asshead, Animal Behavior, Timar, Pensitor, Captain Longboarder. Everyone's hanging out today. Holy smokes. Eric Chenault out there. Eagle Freedom, Ghost Pepper, Bella214, Val, How, Wang, Dang, Doodle, Beat.x, and Idaho Patriot. What's up, guys? Z-Hose and Jurgen. There's a lot of new names popping in and out of these chats recently. The pill.net fam is growing, and I'm here for it. The Prince GT in the house. What's up, Dreadquarters? Spirit 554, Thumper Rose, KH Ohio out there as well. M1911 Zoom, great to see you. Reggie V, thank you for the can. Again, all you guys hooking up those pre-show gold pills, greatly appreciated. There's Paul Thaddeus. What's up, man? Sammy Lou, good to see you. Maurice Popcork, another UK Patriot checking in. To all our UK Patriots, make sure you tune in on Wednesday. Daddy Dragon, Graham Moore is going to join the panel. Been a while since we've had Daddy Dragon up here. Loop the Loop, thank you for the cookie. Says Terrible Towel Cookie, my man. Wave those towels high and proud. Outlaw Woman, good to see you. Let's see here. Who else? Timberjet, Laura Dora, Filter Dogs, and Severe Anon is so happy to be in Florida right now. I'd be happy to be in Florida right now too. What's up, Johnny Q? How we doing today? All right, everybody. Duppy in the house as well. What's up, Duppy? Trump Red Pill 1. Man, we got a full fam hanging out in the chat. Love to see it. Let's get this party officially started with the legendary Severe Anon rocking this intro. Let's go.
We will make America strong again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Y'all for tuning in, Patriots United, doing what we gotta do to win. Be addicted, the MS7, now we're moving in. And once we take over, we won't ever move again. Where we go on, we go all. I say it with pride. No, we won't run, we won't fall. We're right by your side. The demons have taken hold, but none of us will abide. Stand strong, stand bold, that's how we'll survive. 412 is the production. Monday through Friday, deplorable discussions. We're making it hard for the team state to function. Every time they switch up the narrative, we debunk it. Adult hero is the power that's controlling the fight. With all the patriots behind them, cause we're all in this fight. So many rhyme for so long, but we're giving them sight. Trapped in the world of darkness, but we're bringing them light. You may even find yourself in a different life. A lot of us have, and honestly, that's perfectly fine. Because exactly where you are at this moment in life is where you're supposed to be at this moment in time. It's all by design, the patriots are holding holding the line. They must have lost theirs, thinking they're controlling our minds. So many trapped in mental prisons, don't know they can find. They're just slaves in the system till the roles are assigned. That's sad, the good news is that we're waking them up. They have monopolies on minds, but we're breaking them up. Everything you thought was news, they were making it up. When we ascend, all the tyrants won't be making the cut. Let them all burn in the hellscape they create. We the people already mapped out our escape. We hold each other by the hand as we all elevate and go to a different place. They can never get chased. When I look into the future, I can see that it's bright. When this history is written, they will see that we're right. We formed our own community and the circle is tight, but I expand the circle with every word that I write. The pen is sharper than the sword when you wield it with might. Why do you think they try to kick us off all the sites? These people hate America, punish us out of spite. We are the beacons of hope in the darkness of night. So let's go, strap in, yeah, get ready for the ride. Watch the water, we're witnessing the turning of the tide. Feel the passion and the fire that you got burning inside. Take the narrative that feeding you and turn it to the side. We're alerted to the lies, replace it with the truth. We know the plan they devised, they're invading the youth. Now we're only incentivized to start lacing our boots. These demons all weaponized. Now we're raising our troops. Now we're raising the roof and sounding the alarm. Remember that it's always darkest before the dawn. Life is a game of chess. They want to use you as a pawn. You're only useful until you're not useful, then you're gone. But not us, we're on the right team where we belong. Everybody is invited, so come follow along. We refuse to say things are right knowing they're wrong. Adol Nero, take the mic and take flight, cause it's on.
And now, straight from the Steel City, it's your host, 412 Adol Nero.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. We are kicking off a fresh week of deplorable discussions here on 412 Productions. My name is Adol Nero. It is January 15th, 2024, and I'm super excited about our panel today because we've got the return of Severanon on Monday. Very, very excited about that. And of course, Tennessee Homesteader joining us as well. I expect the other half of the OG crew, Drunk Pinata, to make an appearance as well. So it's going to be a hell of a way to start the week. Severe, how the hell you been, man? I feel like it's been like 7 years since you've been.
It feels that way, right? It really does, man. I've been excellent, man. I've been very, very busy, but all good stuff. Moved down to Florida a couple of weeks ago for Pizza Dono. Finally made the escape from New York. It took a while, but here now and could not be happier. Literally the best decision I think I probably ever made in my life. Made a ton of bad ones along the way. It's a good one though. It's a good one.
What inspired the move all of a sudden, man? Because I feel like you've been up in New York for quite a while, right? And
my whole life, man. Yeah, for literally 45 years, man.
What was that breaking point?
I think I can answer that in one word: Holcomb.
Oh, yeah. Listen, you're not far off, man. Honestly, I've been trying to make the escape from New York for a few years now. I probably would have bounced a couple years back. It's a long story, but I was going to actually end up in Ohio at one point. Everything happens for a reason. Wound up sticking around in New York for a couple more years, and then just circumstances, the way that things all kind of happen to fall into place at the same time. It just made sense to pull the trigger, finally make the move. And yeah, here we are, man. I came down here a couple of times for like working vacay last month and the month before in November. And just being down here, each time it got worse. I didn't want to go back to New York. I literally just wanted to stay here. I'm like, all right, that's it, man. We're gonna pull the trigger, make the move. And yeah, me and little man are down here and could not be happier, man. Definitely blessed, man.
Congratulations, man, on your escape.
Appreciate you, man.
From New York back to the United States of America down south.
Yes.
That's
and on top of all of it, I'm sure you guys have been covering this, all the craziness going on in New York, kicking kids out of school to put illegals into the schools. Hochul just going full authoritarian. Things are crazy, man. I mean, it's a balance, so it's yin and yang. A lot of people in New York are waking up at a very exponentially fast rate. Same as like all the big blue strongholds right now, where they're getting what they voted for and realizing the grass ain't always green. It ain't always greener, and everything that shines is not always blue. So yeah, man. I made the move, I think, at just the right time because it's about to get real in New York, man. I think all those blue strongholds, it's going to get crazy in 24, man.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that things are going to get very, very uncomfortable in some of those blue states. Absolutely. So let me ask you, because it's been a while, before I get Tien in here to say hello. What have you been working on lately, man? Music wise, it's been a while since we've had you on, and I know
Oof.
I was hanging out with you on one of your Saturday night streams. I randomly popped in a little bit ago. You played a little piece of a track that was pretty interesting. But you got a new album in the works, don't you? You got something big
Yes,
about
sir.
to.
Probably would have been put together already if it were not for all the moving stuff. It just everything behind the scenes has been crazy. But now that I'm starting to get settled in, I'll be able to really put more time into the project and dedicate a lot more energy towards it. But it's pretty much the complete opposite of the projects I put out before. I didn't have any features on any of my projects. It was just me. It was just my production and the team that I was working with. This is the total opposite. I don't have any solo tracks on there. Every track has at least one artist. Some of them have two that are names that you guys will definitely know. A couple of members of Wu-Tang Clan. I'm working on a track right now with High Res. Trying to get a couple of other Patriot rappers on board. We may have something locked in with the Trump Latinos as well. But yeah, just a lot of behind the scenes and networking and building and branching out and trying to bring more and more people into the fold. But it's going to be an amazing project, dude. It's going to be my best work.
Is this going to be like red pill oriented? Or are you stepping away from the conscious side of things and doing more of a like what's the theme here of this? Because since you're bringing in all these other artists, I'm curious.
That's a good delineation that you just made between just red pill music and conscious. It won't be so much red pill or political, but definitely conscious. Definitely talking about current events, culture kind of stuff that's going on right now. More leaning away from the political side of things, but directly taking that energy and putting it into the culture war side of things. I think that is really, we're either going to win or lose this battle is the culture war. You could win a lot of other fronts. You could win probably all of them. But if you lose the culture war, you lose the next generation, man. You lose the hearts and minds of the kiddos out there, man. And if we can't show them that this side of culture is better than what they're currently being offered, what chance do we have to break them free from that? You have to give them something to gravitate towards. You can't just tell them, put this down, put that down. Oh, it's like, okay, so what am I going to replace it with then? And nothing, just sit there. And it's like, that's not going to work. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as people saying cancel Disney, cancel these, Netflix, and cool, cancel all that stuff. But there has to be an alternative to offer to people. So you see like Daily Wire is putting together content. They're doing movies, TV shows. They're working on all kinds of stuff. Say what you will about Daily Wire. It's, Con Inc. and all that kind of stuff. But at least they're throwing their hat into the culture war side of things and realizing that you have to offer people something else if you're going to ask them to move away from what they are currently taking in. So that's where I come in, and other artists that are out there fighting that front of the war, and that's where I'm going to put a lot of my time and energy moving forward.
So let me ask one more question, then we'll bring Tien in.
Absolutely.
Your red pill music, right? You've put yourself out there as a Trump supporter. You've put yourself out there as a conservative, anti-woke, and you've done it very, very publicly. It's not like you switched up like your pseudonym or anything like that. Like you've really.
Absolutely.
Has that made it harder to find other hip hop artists that are willing to collab with you that it might not have been prior to coming out behind those things?
That's a great question. The answer is yeah, absolutely. But the silver lining in all that is it's very much similar to what all of us experience out there on a day-to-day basis. I'd rather be who I am and represent who I am, what I stand for, and say it loud, say it proud. The people that rock with me for doing so, cool. The ones that don't, cool, that's fine. But at least You know what I mean? There's a level of realness that comes with that. You may lose a couple of people along the way, but that's fine. At least the ones that you know that you're left with are the ones that are genuine, that aren't going to jump ship and, you know, look at you crazy for speaking your mind and being an honest person and being upfront and wearing your heart on your sleeve. So it does make it a lot harder to work with a lot of these artists, but again, the artists that I want to work with anyway, the ones that I would have on that short list are all peeps that understand it, even if it's not in the political realm or just talking about government. All the artists that I'm working with know on a certain level, there's degrees to all this, but they know on a certain level, look, man, shit's messed up out there, dude. We got to fix this, man. We can't have schools indoctrinating kids with this crazy mindset, the grooming, like these things are universal. That's where it transcends politics to where it's like, yeah, these things are political on a certain level, but they're really culturally based problems. The grooming stuff, the bullshit with the books and stuff that they're trying to push on kids in school, like all of that kind of stuff, all ties into culture. So if we're able to wake the kiddos up out there and be like, look, you think this is normal because you don't know anything other than this. You were born into this. This is all you've seen, all you've known, all you've experienced. So to you, this is normal. But to everyone on the outside looking in, this is quite far from normal. This is horrifying. So we're going to show you the other side of things, and we're going to show you the way that it used to be and the way that it can be again. If we could get kids on board and get their parents on board and really not being afraid to take a stand in the face of all the woke garbage. And like I said, you may lose some friends, even family members along the way. It's just like I said in your intro, you may even find yourself in a different place, you know, like where you find yourself right now. It's okay for things to change and get crazy, because the way that that's going to pan out is exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And I believe that with all my heart. And that's not just me, that's all of us. There's a reason that we've all found each other, that we're all linking together and networking at this very specific point in time. And it's because there's a bigger goal that we're all trying to achieve as a collective. So it's important, man. And yeah, I just feel blessed to be in a position to where there are still artists that I could work with, that I want to work with, that are like, yeah, absolutely, I'm down, man. Knowing what it is that I create, the kind of content that I create, not hiding, you know, anything from them. They all know. And look out for a bunch more from me and Ira. So once we drop that first project, like I could see it really snowballing pretty quickly, which would be awesome. He's killing it out there. For peeps that aren't aware of his work, go check him out, man. The guy's super talented, man. And yeah, I'm just blessed to be in a position right now to where I'm able to link with these peeps and network with them and try to really take this whole thing to a different stratosphere, man. And in doing so, try to draw even more and more people to the Build Foxhole side of things, free speech, freedom platform, like all these things work in tandem. And once everything's firing on all cylinders, bro, there's no looking back. We're going to start killing it out there, man.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. I totally agree with that sentiment. Well, Severe, I'm so glad you're here, man. Like I said, it feels like it's been way too long since we had
bless you, man. It's great to be back, man.
Yeah, man. So let's start making this a regular Monday occurrence.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, now that I'm settled in and life's not a complete tornado behind the scenes, for sure, absolutely, man. It's great to be back, man. So many peeps out there in the chat that I haven't seen in such a long time. Guys, come say what's up to your boy, man. I stream twice a day. Come say what's up. I miss y'all. But yeah, it's good to see all the peeps out there in the chat. And thank you for Saturday having the fam come over. When you end over to my side of things, that's what I'm talking about, man. Seeing the fam just integrate into one is what this thing is all about at the end of the day, man. So seeing different names across our different platforms, like respectively, it's awesome, man. And all coming together, that's what this thing is all about, because we are all fighting towards the same goal and have the same mission, man.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure, man. My pleasure to send people your way. All right, let's say hi to Tennessee Homesteader. Tian, how's your Monday going, buddy?
Well, this is for Severe. This was
right now, severe.
Oh my God, that's your property right outside?
Yeah, that's right looking
Bruh.
west from my front porch.
My God, man. How many feet, man?
Nah, it's only about 2-3 inches, 2 inches there. It's now
Oh, it
more.
looks like a lot more, man.
Yeah, I know it looks like a lot, but it's not. It's just pretty. And but now there's more. Now it's been snowing since pretty much 9 a.m. nonstop. Not very heavy, just a nice snow. But yeah,
I will say I will miss the snow, man. That's the one thing I listen, I'm not a total winter hater. I used to love skiing and doing all kinds of, winter activities and stuff. So I will miss stuff like that. But yeah, there are a lot of days where stuff like that wrecked my entire day, man. So that I won't miss, man.
Especially when you can't go anywhere. Not that I care here. Because believe it or not, let me see if I could see between this tree and that tree is my driveway.
Oh wow, dude! Yeah, it looks like way more snow than what you're saying.
Yeah, right there. It is now. It is now. But I wanted to show this because basically somebody commented this morning when I posted this on True Social about how silent, and this is the best thing. It's like at that time of the morning, you don't hear. All I could hear is my roosters crowing. That's it, which was great. But anyways, aside from that, I'm indoors. I'm contributing to climate change. Got my fireplace going, so I'm good. I'm happy. I'm shoving it in the climatologist's ass, and good.
Right up its fact checker, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm burning through some of the cords that I have. So why not? And other than that, having a good day.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, Tiana. Yeah, Tiana, I miss you, man.
Same here, Severe. Well, you'll be back. You'll be back Mondays, I hope.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure, man.
Besides, I tried to warm up last week, Adel, with a dad joke. It didn't work.
Oh, dude, I got you, man. I'll pull a couple out of the stash, man. I'll start throwing in with you, man. I got you.
Speaking of the climatologist, we had a funny gold pill chat from Patriot Donnie. He says, the next person who says global warming, I'll pop him in the nose. I feel the same way. Also, Reggie V, thank you for the can. Loop the loop, terrible towel cookie. I read that one already, but that's okay. Boys Blanc, thank you for the cookie. Jesse, thank you for the cookie. And Beach Bum and Mermaid dropping 3 cans. Thank you so much, Mermaid. I appreciate all you guys hooking us up here in the early part of today's broadcast. Let's go ahead and take care of our sponsors, and then we'll jump in to some of the news and happenings going on around the interwebs. First, we got our very good friends over at earthgardenbotanicals.com. Jolene runs this company. She's absolutely amazing. She's an herbalist and a health coach. She's a genius, really. She makes these amazing wellness products that saved my ass last week. I gotta say, I did not expect to bounce back as quickly as I did, and I give a lot of the credit to some of these different products I was taking, like the white pine needle extract, great for detoxing the body. I was pounding elderberry tonic and fire cider as well. Both of those were really helpful. The elderberry tonic is a good boost to the immune system. The fire cider clears your sinuses. So I'm feeling all stuffed up and snotty. That fire cider really was helpful in a big way. There's great CBD and hemp products. The CBD oil and the CBD products, all the ingredients are locally grown on organic Montana farms. The oils taste great. There's a CBD oil for pets that I've had a lot of success with in the past. The Delta 8 R&R nighttime gummies will help you get a good night's sleep. And the Arnica salve infused with CBD or without CBD is a topical cream, good for sore joints and muscles. For all you tea drinkers out there, lots of tea blends to choose from here. You can check out. And then, of course, the Critter Juice, the all-natural insect repellent to keep the mosquitoes away. Many of you will not need that this time of year, but Severe might, being down in Florida. I don't know if the mosquitoes are still out there biting, but all of our Florida Patriots and those of you guys down south may find yourselves still in need of some Critter Juice. So go check that out. Promo code 412 gets you 10% off everything you see here at earthgardenbotanicals.com. So go load up your cart and hook it up. And then also we have Integral Networks, integralnetworks.com. Love this company. They're a third-party IT provider located up in the Northwest. They serve the entire United States. Wonderful America First patriots, and they do a wonderful job helping businesses of all sizes and setups save time, effort, and money on their IT services. And they do that through a number of different products that they offer, like the Integral Secure Workspace, setting up a virtual desktop for your employees on a secure Integral server. The fundamental difference there is that your employees log on and work virtually, remotely on the server rather than on their local machines. And the two major advantages to this are, since you're setting up the desktop in the work environment, you have central control over the applications that are available to them, what version of the software is on. So as things need updated, changed, installed, uninstalled, you do that centrally. Your employees don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about each individual machine being up to date and where you need it to be, which is a huge efficiency advantage. And then the even bigger advantage, in my opinion, is the security for your data that comes with this, because your employees are logging into the server and doing their work on the server, then logging out. Your data never has to leave that Integral Secure Workspace, right? Traditionally, your employees would have a laptop with a local hard drive, all your data on that hard drive. If that particular device gets hacked, there goes your data, right? When they're just logging on and using their device to access the workspace and logging off, that data never leaves a secure server, and it's a lot safer. So two major advantages to that. And they do a lot of other things too, like break and fix solutions, cybersecurity, data backup and recovery, anything you would expect a help desk in an office to do. Integral Networks can step in and help you do that. And what's cool about it is you don't have to build out all that infrastructure, right? Having office space, a supply room, hiring all the different employees you would need to run your IT help desk. You can just forego all of that and just simply dial this number, 916-758-9467, or just go to integralnetworks.com. They've got a contact us page there. Reach out, let them know that we sent you here from 412 Productions. And they're great people that offer a lot of great services. So big thank you to Integral Networks for supporting and sponsoring our show today, and of course Earth Garden Botanicals as well. And we love our sponsors on this show. Guys, before I jump into the first news story, again, if you're watching on pilled.net, please do me a big favor, hit that red pill button, repost the show, share the link, help us continue to find more and more people to jump into the comfy bunker and see what this pilled community is all about.
Do it, fam. You know you want to. It's simple. Just share the stream.
Absolutely.
So simple. And it's free.
Right. It's the Iowa caucus, guys. The Iowa caucus today. We are officially kicking off primary season for the Republican Party. And I'm going to just read a little bit of this to set the scene, and we'll get into some discussion. So Trump riding high ahead of Iowa caucus night. Des Moines, Iowa today. The nation and world will be watching what happens in Iowa. Former President Donald Trump told his supporters at several recent rallies here. While the former president and his team are hoping for a historically high margin of victory, temperatures are predicted to plummet to extreme lows. The National Weather Service issued a warning that wind chills could register as low as negative 40 degrees in central Iowa. Following an eventful 2-week blitz of Iowa, the former president is riding high on a new wave of endorsements, the largest campaign event of the pre-caucus weekend, and historically high rankings in opinion polls. The pivotal Iowa caucuses come 5 days after former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie's exit from the race. The idea of him in any kind of race is just hilarious to me. Anyway, he was drawing about 4% of voters in Iowa and said he saw no path to victory beyond Iowa. They are mostly investors in the Krispy Kreme corporation. His departure leaves President Trump to duke it out with remaining trio of Republican rivals, Governor Ron DeSantis, former United Nations Ambassador Birdbrain Nikki Haley, and Ohio businessman Vivek Ramaswamy. All four of those potential hopefuls had scheduled numerous campaign events, but life-threatening weather conditions, sub-zero temperatures, gale force winds, and snow-swept, impassable roadways disrupted plans and prompted cancellations. The candidates replaced some in-person events with online live stream Appearances. Months of groundwork, door knocking, phone calling, and leafletting preceded the last minute pushes. By all accounts, President Trump's campaign organization is much stronger and more well developed now than it was in 2016. Then candidate Donald Trump was a political newcomer and lacked much campaign structure. Iowa Rep. Bobby Kaufman, a Trump advisor, told the Epoch Times that at last check, volunteers had collected 50,000 commit to caucus cards from voters. The team also had lined up about 2,000 caucus captains, more than one for each of Iowa's precincts. Mr. Kaufman said he and other members of President Trump's team have expressed confidence that those efforts will pay off with a victory. But President Trump has been counting on a big win to send a big message. As he has acknowledged, the margin of victory in Iowa sets the stage for primary elections in other states, for the Republican nomination, and also for the crucial 2024 presidential election. Virtually every poll shows President Trump outpacing his Republican rivals by historic proportions nationally and in Iowa. That seemingly inevitable position will, but it's also fraught with danger. If his supporters assume victory is in the bag, they might feel their votes are unnecessary, potentially diminishing his total votes. To combat that possibility, former president and his allies have warned Iowans every vote matters, no matter what the polls say. He's also posted on Truth Social that Iowans should be on the lookout for dirty tricks, adding the Iowa caucus is 100% on for Monday night, January 15th, and it will not be canceled or postponed under any circumstances, and you cannot be late. In Iowa polling, the former president holds almost a 34% lead over his nearest competitor, according to a Real Clear Politics average. He was drawing 52% support, with Miss Haley in a distant second at 18%. Following her were Mr. DeSantis and with 16%, and Mr. Ramaswamy with 7%. If the President Trump's caucus night vote totals fall short of the expectations reflected in the polls, his opponents will cite that as evidence that his candidacy isn't as strong as it purports to be, which we all know is bullshit. There's a lot of things at play here. You have the weather, you have the dirty tricks, as they reference. You know, they're trying to get Democrats to switch over and vote for Haley. You saw Casey DeSantis, Ron's wife, trying to get out-of-state people to come in and caucus for DeSantis. So let's just open it up there. I've got some other articles on the poll numbers. Maybe we'll get into here in a second. But how worried are you guys that something fishy, something dirty might be afoot today to try to knock the Trump candidacy off the rails from the very, very start? What are your thoughts, guys? No thoughts?
I'm waiting on TN. I know he's usually chomping at the bit for this kind of stuff. There
I'm waiting for you.
Right. No,
Since
go
you're the
for
guest.
it, man. I know. Listen, man. By all means, man. I am actually very curious to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I know what mine are. I think there's always something fishy going on, whether it's from their side, our side, both sides colluding. Listen, this is not. It's not going to be pretty, man. It's going to be crazy.
Well, the bottom line that nothing specific, because it's all part of the churn. All of it. I mean, it's every day. When I used to work with a lady that had a line that she used to use. It's like it's the atomic onion. Every time you peel off a layer, a nuclear explosion goes off, and you go to the next layer. And then you peel off that layer, another nuclear explosion goes off. And that's exactly what we're seeing. And I think it's lovely. Because the more shit that's shown, the more Trump looks better. It's just causing people to gravitate towards him, because they're just saying, I've had enough of what I'm seeing. I can't trust the Congress. I can't trust the media. I can't trust Biden. I can't trust Democrats. I can't trust the Republicans. I can't trust and the only one that's speaking something that aligns to people's, even, normies, so to speak, is Trump. And the numbers are reflecting it.
Dude, it's spot on.
You had Haley out there on because Trump brought this up, and I'm just going around in a big circle kind of thing, because there's nothing specific. It's everything, right? Yeah, Haley out there, Trump tweeted about the truth about this. She's on Fox News and touting a poll where she's up, right? And it's a New Hampshire poll from January 9th. And it's like, and it's a CNN poll that has her 6 points behind Trump. Okay, she's touting it today. It's from the 9th, 6 points in New Hampshire only, 6 points behind Trump, and any type of campaign at this stage of the game, which New Hampshire primary is 8 days away, 6 points behind, you're toast. And that's the best state she has, because she's stuck in South Carolina, and that's the next one up after New Hampshire.
Does anyone believe she actually garners that amount of support?
No,
though?
no,
I
it's a
don't.
CNN
Not
poll.
at all, dude. It's ridiculous, dude. Even
now I
what
was
was
able
it,
to get a
Adel?
hold
You
of-
said 18%?
No, 6.
No, what Adel was saying when he was rattling
oh.
off the stats.
He had 18% in Iowa.
Bro, give me a break. There are not that many neocons and all that, and no chance.
Well, but
dude.
here's the thing: it's the people that, and it's funny because another thing that Byron York put out in our that basically says if she gets anything under 20%, it's over.
Anything
She
under
can't
20%?
claim any form of status, and here's what I'm thinking: she's banking on.
Tien, in Iowa, if she gets less than 20%, it's over. Or
Yes.
okay,
Yes,
all right, go ahead.
in Iowa, in the caucus, if she gets less than 20% within the caucus, right, and from the entire percentage, let's say 100% of the people that go to the caucus, right, she gets 20%. Trump is already at 48% of the caucus goers, right? So she's banking, in my opinion, she's banking that DeSantis, who's been tanking, is going to bail after Iowa because he's going to come third. He bails after Iowa. She thinks she's going to, and this is my opinion only, that she's going to garner some of DeSantis folks because Christie's already dropped out, so they're floating in the wind.
Well, is he gonna purposely do that and drop out and then bring
No, he
his
already
support?
has.
Well, and then bring his support over there. What do you think the chances are?
I'm saying no. I'm not saying that he's going to throw. I think it would be political suicide if he throws he endorses her.
I think it would be also, but I don't think it's off the table. I think you may see a wild card, crazy curveball like
I think
that.
DeSantis committed political suicide the moment he launched his 2020.
Yeah, but he can skate. He can skate with that if he goes back to Florida, does a good job, lays low for 2 years, comes back in 2028, and Trump doesn't berate him, even endorses him. Then he'll come back with no problem. If he turns around and drops out and endorses Haley, he's toast, no matter what happens. So that's why I'm going to, and I'm not saying that that's what he's going to do, endorse her. I'm saying that, in my opinion, she's banking that his numbers are going to, not all of them, but will gravitate towards her, keeping her afloat. But the big game to me is coming up after New Hampshire. She's winning for second place in New Hampshire. She's not going to get the numbers that are going to be necessary to beat Trump in New Hampshire, but she may come close. It's not about Iowa and New Hampshire. Those are just going to be talking points. It's all about South Carolina. She loses South Carolina, which she will. She's already way behind in South Carolina. She's toast. That's her home state. She was governor.
Let's talk about the anatomy of a DeSantis supporter right now, right? Or the mindset of a DeSantis supporter right now, because I could totally see the establishment paying off Ron DeSantis, similar to how they did with all the other moderate Democrat candidates to get Joe Biden in there, right? Right before Super Tuesday, you saw Pete Buttigieg and Klobuchar and whoever else might have been considered competition for Joe Biden or someone that people might gravitate to other than Joe Biden. You saw them all drop out simultaneously to kind of manufacture that primary win for him. So I could totally see a similar tactic being done with the DeSantis campaign. But you got to think about Ron DeSantis and who's supporting him, right? I feel like it's a combination of the donor class, which whatever, they'll go to Haley, but I think a lot of people, there's a lot of misled Fox Newsies out there that look at DeSantis as Trump without all the personality baggage, you
Yep,
know, and
absolutely.
I don't see those people sacrificing policy for, the personality of Nikki Haley. You know what I mean? I think those people are more likely to jump on the Trump train if DeSantis drops out because of his policy rather than Nikki Haley because they see her as a more electable Republican. I think many DeSantis supporters probably look at Nikki Haley as a Democrat in disguise, a
Yep.
total neocon, someone that they want nothing to do with. So I don't think that there's a lot or a significant value to be gained by chasing Ron DeSantis, hoping that she'll pick up some of that overflow. What do you guys think?
No, I agree, and my comment was more from the perspective of her camp believing that they can garner the followers of DeSantis, um, because of what you've mentioned, but also the interesting part is that she's in a way the antithesis of DeSantis because she's talking all the things that Republicans in general don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, war, supporting Ukraine, all I mean, when she comes out and basically uh, is okay with spying on people.
Verifying your ID to have
Exactly.
social media accounts. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah. That's a non-starter. But the question is, how many people have heard that, right? Because the media is not pushing that out. I mean, there has been a few articles, but they died immediately. One thing's for certain, it's going to be an interesting dynamic because it's the way the media is playing it. If you watch how they're projecting Haley, and she's surging, she's doing great, then all this kind of stuff. But there's always that little caveat, but it's an insurmountable lead by Trump. There's always that little line in there somewhere if you read
Always.
that, right? Because they can't get around it. Anybody opens up a poll and basically saying, "What the hell are you talking about?" Yeah, for sure she's doing. She increased here and there, or in New Hampshire, she's increased quite a bit within the second tier.
What
But
is
that CNN poll sucks. It was a complete outlier. If you look at it compared to RCP, which includes the CNN poll, it's an outlier.
what is it about New Hampshire though? Is it just more moderate because it's up there in New England, surrounded by a bunch of typically blue states? Like why is New Hampshire friendlier to Haley than seemingly any other state in the union?
Because she's a traditional Republican. If you look at her, and even DeSantis is not as bad, but if you look at her, she is your traditional Republican, establishment Republican. Vivek doesn't talk that way. Christie didn't talk that way. Christie was just a barking dog the entire time. DeSantis is more. He's like you were saying. It's the policies without the bravado of Trump, but he comes across kind of weak. She's just the perpetual Republican of old, the old guard, just in
Warhawk neocon.
younger skin. That's all.
So that's just kind of, I guess, when you're up in that part of the country, something that's going to resonate a bit more with the average voter up there.
Well, I think and this is where Pixels comes into play a hell of a lot better than I can. But well, because of New Hampshire and Michigan and all of that kind of stuff, right in that area. But what I think what you have is this is just a gross over. You have your moderate Democrat that leans more towards the Republican from a party perspective than it does to the Democrat from a party perspective, and therefore Haley, as a traditional establishment Republican, looks good.
That makes sense.
That's my take.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I got a few more polls here to look at that I think will give a better picture than that CNN New Hampshire poll. The latest CBS News poll shows President Trump with largest lead yet. Here you can see just on the graphic, without me reading any of this, that Donald Trump is up massively. So he's got 69% in Iowa compared to, I don't know if it's national or in Iowa. This national poll.
That's a
So,
national one.
yeah, so at almost 70%. DeSantis at 14, Nikki Haley at 12, and then Ramaswamy at 4%, which is about where you'd expect. So I mean, it's absolutely crushing it. You can see the trend here. In May, he was at 58%. He's gone up 11 points since the spring last year. So
And you know why she used that CNN poll is because that's where she peaked.
yeah,
Within the since December, she peaked around that time frame, and then she's back down again.
yeah.
So
And there's some other polls here that are interesting. If Trump wins, should get revenge by criminally charging political opponents? MAGA says yes, 55%. Non-MAGA says no, 30%. So that's CBS for you, the way they word
yeah,
that.
and then the way they word it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
As a political opponent, that's so silly because it's like, and MAGA falls into that trap.
Yeah,
Because see, MAGA reads into that question, not realizing that it's going to get represented as retribution, purely retribution. What Trump says he's not going to be. He says the best retribution is a good economy.
yeah,
That's what he said with Hannity, right?
yeah.
And my comment is retribution as in retaliation, as in, basically spite. No. Retribution as injustice, investigate and charge. Yes. See,
Yeah.
and my opinion is that's how the majority of the MAGA is seeing it when they're answering that poll, but not realizing how their answer is being utilized.
Yeah, exactly. No, I completely agree. I completely agree, Tien. That's an interesting question that they would even ask. But again, they're freaking out. I got an article about that later too that we'll get into here in a little bit. There's another poll here. So MSNBC forced to read President Trump's record-breaking lead in Des Moines Register poll. So let's see. There's a little video here. Let's take a listen.
Put this Trump lead in some perspective here. First of all, the 48% that he's registering here, that is the highest share for a Republican candidate in a final Des Moines Register poll ever. That surpasses the record of 43% from George W. Bush on the eve of the 2000 caucuses. Bush won those caucuses. Also the margin, Trump 48, Haley 20. That's a 28-point margin. That is also the biggest margin in a final Register poll, also breaking a record of George W. Bush of 23 points when he won the caucuses in 2000. So that Trump lead, we haven't seen that before, but we've been seeing a lot in the polling this year.
So there you go. I mean, all things point to Donald Trump handling and winning the evening here. So I have very good confidence, assuming no trickery or bullshit is at play, but we all know how these things go when the establishment doesn't want the most popular candidate to win something. So we'll see what the numbers end up being, but definitely looking good for Donald Trump going into the Iowa caucus today. So any other thoughts on the Iowa caucus, guys, before I kind of go into something else here? I don't know how much more there really is to say about it. Liana Wilbert has said it's Vivek Rammy Swampy. You know what? I know Vivek's come under some fire from MAGA lately, and I understand that. And I understand that. But I gotta say, I've really enjoyed Vivek being part of this whole situation. His work in those debates was absolutely awesome. He dismantled Ron DeSantis. He dismantled Nikki Haley. When he called Ron DeSantis George Bush in heels, that was maybe one of the funniest freaking things I've ever heard. When he asked Nikki Haley to name 3 provinces in eastern Ukraine, and she just stood there with that dumb bird brain look on her face, that was probably one of the best debate headshots I've ever seen, because she's all about sending money over there. She can't even name the regions or the provinces of the country. So I thought Vivek has done a lot of awesome in this whole
What
situation.
about what he said to Van Jones
What did he say to Van Jones? I forget what he said to
when he
Van.
was on stage and he played the clip talking about, oh my God, I was sitting there shaking because Ramaswamy is actually he's basically Hitler. He's a white supremacist, and he's like losing his mind. And he just told him to shut the fuck up. It was one of the funniest clips I've ever seen, bro. And then he doubles down, says it again. It's like, bruh. Say what you will about him. He drops a lot of red pills and he hits a lot of younger people, man. It's hard to reach. Listen, he is what he is, man. You got to accept him for what he is, man. He will never beat Trump. That'll never happen. But listen, you gotta take the funny sometimes, and he absolutely dismantles these people in debates. It's not even funny, man. Actually, any panel that he's on, he just pretty much dismantles whoever is trying to come at him. It's good to watch that kind of energy in action. I think we need more of that kind of energy, that high energy kind of MAGA flow goes a long way, man.
I agree.
And that's something you're right, Severe, in that what I've seen lately is a lot of some facts, not questioning some of the facts, but people are acting like if he's a threat, and therefore squashing the message and the narratives that he's putting out there, which is the attacks to the establishment, the attack particularly the media, which to me Van Jones falls under that, let alone Van Jones being Obama in. Anyways, for all of you guys that don't remember who Van Jones was, he was Obama's green czar. He's the guy that formally never denied leaving the Communist Party. As a matter of fact, he says, I realized that his quote, I realized that I had to put out my radical clothes for a suit and tie, but he hasn't changed. So when Ramaswamy attacks people like that, it's in our favor. And I'm not saying that people should promote him per se. He should be vote for him or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but don't shoot a good messenger.
I agree. I totally agree, man.
Yeah, he's been a net positive, I think, overall. I know Trump has come down on him and called him a wolf in sheep's clothing, and he's had some not so great things to say about Vivek, and that is what it is. But again, I enjoy him for the pain and the discomfort he puts the mainstream media through.
Exactly.
He puts the GOP establishment through. You don't need Donald Trump to like somebody for you to like him. You can appreciate what someone's doing without getting too caught up in the drama between them and Donald Trump. Vivek, do I ever want him to hold public office? No, not necessarily. But if he wants to go out there and call out the GOP establishment at every turn for partnering with all the worst people, or trying to send your money to foreign countries, or all the bullshit that they do, calling out Ronna McRomney for her terrible job as a GOP chair or RNC chair. Yes, yeah, give him the microphone. He's great at debating. He's very articulate.
He's a great speaker, dude. He really is, man.
Understands it, and I think he even does a better job than Trump at calling these people out, because just of his delivery, his cadence, and just the way he says things, I think resonates more with a lot of people.
I think with younger people it does. I think with older peeps, boomers and that age category, I think that Trump and his cadence and the way that he comes across resonates probably a lot more with that crowd. But I think the younger peeps definitely are on that wave of where that kind of messaging hits them with a lot more impact, man.
And I get frustrated with our side, and let's say, because If the guy was threatening from a perspective of his numbers, then I'd have it be singing a different tune. But if he's out there basically waking people up, making them question because of what he's saying, and what he's saying is everything that we can agree with, what's the problem?
That's been my
If
point
he's
for a while.
CIA, if he's working for some covert action, it certainly is not being reflected because he's not swaying anybody to vote for him, but he's waking people up. He's putting the media on the spot, and sometimes you have to take that as a win. Even nobody's saying support him, nobody's saying vote for him, but you cannot deny that when he speaks and he berates the media, for example, or berates the establishment, he's spot on.
Yes.
No, absolutely.
So it's kind of silly to in essence be that Puritan. It's when I'm saying, if you go back to, for example, Bill O'Reilly came out with a book, his latest book. I haven't read it yet, but from the interviews that I've seen, he speaks about the Puritans and how that has permeated through our culture. These Puritanistic perspectives that everybody has to pass a purity test, and if they don't pass that purity test, they're not worthy, a la the witches and so forth back in the day. But so I say that if you're going to have that purity test, then Trump doesn't pass either.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's self-defeating, and you miss, I think, the forest through the trees when you get into that purity state of mind where everyone has to say everything perfectly correct all the time. You got to learn to take certain aspects of a person or certain things that they're doing well and celebrate those, and then you call it the bad shit too, but you can't miss all of the good just because of some of the bad.
And even
It's
Trump
literally throwing out the baby with the bathwater.
Right.
It's
And
it's
even
the
Trump
cliche.
has come out and basically has made two posts directly about towards Vivek. One of them was not so good, but it wasn't berating him, right? Like he does. He didn't come up with any nickname or anything like that, like he does with
you're finished once you get an official Trump nickname.
Exactly.
It's
Particularly a
nail in a
derogatory.
coffin, man.
Particularly a derogatory.
Yeah, you're done.
Okay. Then the last one he put out there is basically saying he likes him. He just doesn't like what he's been doing in the campaign lately, right? That kind of stuff. So it's kind of interesting dynamic. So I'm looking at this and just sitting back and watch. But at this point, and I'm now going to repeat myself, but when he gets out there and he lays it on into CNN, he lays it into the corporate media, what are we complaining about?
Yep. All right, guys, we're at 4:55, so I need to, and I will say this, I'm still on 100%. I feel like Vivek should be the next press secretary for the Donald Trump administration. If and when Vivek would be the best possible person to get up in front of the media and
just eviscerate them every single day.
There's not a better human being on the planet for that job right now, I don't think. But we'll leave that aside for a moment, because it is time for us to take this broadcast exclusively to Pilled.net, the home of free speech. Those of you guys watching on Rumble, YouTube, DLive, Odyssey, CloudHub, and Twitter, we will be turning off those platforms in about 2 minutes here and going exclusively on Pilled.net. If you haven't checked out Pilled.net, I highly recommend you do. It is growing, it is improving, and there are major, really great updates coming very, very soon as well, like game-changing updates. I can't wait for you guys to see some of the stuff we're working on behind the scenes. I'm putting the link in the live chats as well, so those of you guys on YouTube can find it easily. I'll put it over there for you. I'll put it on DLive and Rumble. It's in the Rumble description. Those of you guys on YouTube can find it easily. I'll put it up, mute that because that's gonna give us double noise. There we go. So it's in the Rumble chat the YouTube chat, Rumble chat, and I'm putting it over on DLive chat as well. I'm going to play a quick video. We'll come back on the other side. We'll say goodbye to our other platforms, and then we will do the 5 o'clock hour exclusively on Pilled. I'll see you guys in about 60 seconds.
Pill.net is proud to host 412 Productions, exclusively on the true home of free speech. To continue watching the show, we are here to help you over to Pilled. If you're new to the platform, just click on the welcome link provided. It will then automatically walk you through signing up for your free account. If you already have a Pill.net account, follow the link provided directing you straight to 412 Productions channel. We are excited to have you join the Pilled family. And if you have any questions at all, please email support@pill.net. Enjoy the rest of 412 Productions on pill.net. Free speech lives here.
All right, we are back again. Thank you guys, everyone hanging out. It's kicking off their week with us here on 412 Productions. Again, this is when we go exclusively to the comfy bunker on pilled.net. Please find your way over there for the second half of the show. If you're not going to, no worries, no hard feelings. We will be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time with another installment of Deplorable Discussions. I believe, let me check my calendar and make sure I'm correct. Yes, we should have, and I'll double check tomorrow. We should have our very good friend, Mr. Craig Mason of Reasonable TV, joining us for tomorrow's show. So that should be a lot of fun. And then I think maybe Maxanon too might jump into the panel. I saw Max was out there lurking earlier. So we're going to have Max and Craig Mason joining tomorrow. It should be a really fun Tuesday show. We'll have all the results from the Iowa caucus and lots and lots and lots of good stuff to talk about with you guys. So come on over to pill.net. We've got another hour exclusively over there right now. But if not, we'll catch you guys on the next one tomorrow. So without further ado, time to say goodbye to DLive, Rumble, YouTube, CloudHub, Odyssey, and Twitter. We'll catch you guys later.